Now, I'd like to shift the discussion to a topic that's sorely overlooked in this debate. And that relates to you and me, the humans in this conversation. Don't forget, your data has immense value, and your data should be yours. It should be yours to sell, yours to distribute, yours to share. Now, blockchain brings you to a place where that's actually possible, where that data is not held by Google, Visa, or even Facebook. So, thank you. So, the next time that Hank learns what kind of coffee you like, you can capitalize on that while making Hank's life easier.
Now, when you combine these elements, a high level of interconnectivity, unprecedented access to data, and verifiable security within the context of smart contracts, the possibilities are endless. You could combine natural learning elements with contract execution to redefine the service industry. AI and smart contracts are truly the keys to unlocking our future smart economy. Self-facilitating, highly complex, and extremely efficient. This isn't science fiction anymore. Decentralization will form the bedrock for the next iteration of artificial intelligence. Now, we understand that AI will greatly benefit from blockchain, but if you think that AI and Hank are still in kindergarten, blockchain is still in diapers. It's still plagued by scalability issues, crashing at the first sight of a virtual kitten. It has security problems, evidenced by the DAO hack and the parity hack several months ago. It's not yet usable and accessible only to a small percentage of the world's population. It's as if the list of blockchain shortcomings is endless, but its potential is clear.
So, beyond Hank, beyond Skynet, and after we all become millionaires or probably lose everything from speculating on Ripple, what is the next step? The next step is probably the most complicated. We understand that these two nascent industries are plagued by the most poignant of difficulties. And that difficulty is the clear lack of understanding and knowledge surrounding these two areas. Let's shift the discussion to what actually matters. At EdenBlock, our efforts are directed at refocusing a sometimes painful conversation. The motivation that is most central to our identity is bringing businesses, enterprises, and industries to a place where the conversation is no longer about speculation, but rather implementation. There's a clear lack of communication between the ones innovating those technologies and the ones who should be using them. How do we convince and propagate a dialogue that is beneficial for the intersection of blockchain, DLTs, or RLTs with entire industries?
For us, it's about shifting the conversation towards institutions and even banks, not away from them. The fact that governments, banks, and established industries can't internalize the clear distinction between speculation and utility is a serious obstacle in our voyage towards real adoption. In reality, the long-term success of this technology depends on adoption by these institutions, not by their immediate displacement. The books of history are often authored by our leaders, but it seems today that our leaders are facing some kind of writer's block. These bigger institutions are failing to see the bigger picture, but it's not their fault. They can't understand the potential that Silvio Macali's Algorand protocol has. And they certainly don't understand what Tufi is talking about half the time.
Neither can we. I'm just kidding. But seriously now, as much as we fantasize about a populist revolution, we believe that a top-down approach might be much more agreeable and probably faster. What does that mean? That means that If we convince businesses to adopt, the others will follow. If we convince governments that blockchain is not made for terrorists and the dark web, then we'll be getting somewhere. Trust me.
This technology is not a case of if you build it, they will come. It's a case of if you convince them they need it, we'll build it together. When companies and governments can see the merits of decentralization and not merely the threats, then we'll be on our way towards real adoption. Now, we've established that the intersection of AI and blockchain will be profound. We understand that AI will be one of the most radicalized beneficiaries of the rise of blockchain. And we understand that there is a clear disconnect between our current innovators and our future adopters. So what do we do now?
Now, we don't fight the regulation, we implement smart regulation. We don't withdraw from the conversation into our own, but rather we make our argument stronger. Get this, the day you walk into a bar, and the topic of conversation is no longer about Ripple, but about the most secure, efficient, and scalable consensus mechanisms, then you'll know that little hanky here has a truly, truly bright future ahead of him. I'm Lior.
I'm Noam.
We're
and
AiDecentralized.
AiDecentralized.